Hello, everyone. We're back at JNation 2025, and with me I have Maja Shavin. Maja, welcome to JNation.
Thank you. We're very happy to be here.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Okay, so it's always hard to introduce myself. So my name is Maya, yep, and I'm from web developer, full stack developer for many years from Israel, and I'm coming here to do a section about accessibility inside CI/CD.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, this is your first time at JNation.
Yes, it is.
So, what did you think so far of the event?
Well, I say first of all, I have to say the weather is great, and the venue is wow, amazing.
Amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
amazing. I like the whole atmosphere. That is really like the wind is going and the attendees around. It's like the way you organize things here are very accessible. Like I really can go one by one, and how do you say the booths are very accessible. So it's really nice.
Were you here at the opening keynote?
Oh no, unfortunately it wasn't.
You missed the rock band show.
Oh, I saw that. Oh God, I have to say that I that's one of the things that I really regret I wasn't there. Yeah.
But there's a good thing is that every single session at this event is recorded. So you will be able to watch the initial keynote and the rock show and every other session that happens, as well as every other person that is watching us on the channel. You will be able to watch a Maja session in case that you were not, unfortunately, be able to be here in person.
Well, but the rock band is live. It's a different thing, right?
Yes.
The experience is much better on in person. So.
Right. So you have an upcoming session today, and the topic is about accessibility, isn't it?
Right.
So what can you tell us about your session?
So if I tell you now, then it will be a waste because then you won't be able to, I will lose the surprise effect for my section, but never mind. I will tell you anyway. So that's what my section is about: how you go into to adapt modern tools to inject accessibility into your automation workflow for your CI/CD. Because you guys already knows that accessibility is always a hard thing, a very difficult thing to handle, but yet it's not really difficult. It just take a lot of time to handle, and most of the tasks can be automated. And once you have it in CI/CD in the right way, you can save a lot of time for development and can make sure your code standard is secure.
So in this case, adapting your CI/CD pipelines with accessibility, is it in the point of view from a developer that has to add accessibility into the final product, or is also a developer that requires accessible tools in order to be able to add accessibility for the other person?
Wow, hey, that's a good question. I would say my talk is mainly about the how you can adapt accessibility practice into your CI/CD, but it's also talking about how developer can use the available tool to increase the knowledge about development with accessibility in mind. So that's go both way.
Okay. So in this case, when we're talking about AI, we're talking about LLMs, not necessarily the previous incarnation of AI, which was known as machine learning or
Right.
deep learning and all those things. So is there any particular trick or things that a developer will have to watch out for when using LLMs in this fashion?
Well, first of all, the developer can LLM is very powerful in terms of dealing with things that already have a clear guidelines. It's know how to do the tasks that were given a clear instruction, and already have a lot of documents that help it to achieve that. So developer that working with LLM when in accessibility context is the perfect example of how to work with LLM in the best way, because accessibility is in the end it's just a bunch of guidelines that help you to make your application more accessible. So, but then guideline. Accessibility is not just about guidelines; it's also about user experience that how the user working, interacting with your applications, that sometimes code is not enough or guidelines is not enough.
Yep.
It's a look and feel. So when you use LM for accessibility check, you still need to watch out that it will not cover all the bugs or all the aspect of accessibility. You still need to think about how you going to test it manually, how you're going to handle screen reader, because AI won't be able to handle screen reader for you. You still need to retest it. Experience as the end user, and avoid, of course, hallucination from the AI.
Okay, so in this case, an LLM and JNI will be able to help you add additional context and syntax and constructs that someone will have to write manually. But now those things will be able to enhance your existing code. But then I guess the one potential issue is that if the AI is updating all your code as a single unit, it could change the meaning or some of the behavior of the code. If they think that it's trying not just appending but rewriting your whole thing to be more accessible, that's the goal in mind, right?
Right. So that's also something you need to watch out for, because hallucination or how say quality of the code that AI generating can affect you if you leave it to do without guidance or without review. So it's, in any way, whatever AI do, you still need to review.
Do you have any tips on that regard? How we can be more effective when doing this kind of reviews of what it was generated versus what was the original code or your expectations? How can we get better results in this regard?
Oh, what I usually do is I actually perform some kind like a mutual validation. So I add one AI that doing the code refactor, and then have another AI that act like an agent that monitor this AI and do like cross check. So it would actually compare all the time, like quality, how say perform quality assurance for the code refactor. Another thing I do is I tend to not let it change the code of the whole file. So I usually let it does like small area of the code, because again, it's as human, we don't like to have a long PR, right? So same thing, if the AI change the code, better to have it change a very specific code, and then you review it and then add the guarding rules to make sure that the next thing it does only do a small amount of code for you.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. Well, thank you so much, Maja. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the JNation audience?
Well, I would say it's great to be here. And I like the wind; it's so nice. And I mean, I like the place, everything so far. And yes, especially the Java, it's kind of funny because I came from the background C sharp. So I look at the Java like, do I prefer to C sharp or do I prefer to Java? Either way, I just want to say, if you develop, regardless what tool you're using, what AI you're using, just remember to uplift your knowledge, to level up your knowledge with accessibility, because it's coming and you have to work with it regardless.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Maja, for your time, and thank you, everybody else, for watching.
Thank you.